Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how I took this desk that was left on the curb as trash and brought it back to life, giving it a modern twist. As I mentioned, I found this desk on the curb. At first glance, I was really confused on why it was left out for trash. Yes, it had some normal wear and tear on the top, but it wasn't bad at all. And then, as I analyzed it a little bit further, I realized one of the legs in the back was completely broken off. Yikes. I wasn't sure how I was going to fix this, but I figured it would still be a good piece of furniture to flip. First things first, I cleaned the entire thing with some soap and water. Once it was nice and clean, I removed the drawers and the hardware to make the sanding and painting process just a little bit easier on myself. So with the broken leg, I wanted to even it out and give it a clean cut look per se. So I used some plastic wood, a tongue depressor, and some blue tape. I did my best to even it out as much as I could. First, I added some blue tape to the tongue depressor so that the plastic wood would not stick on it, and then taped it into place. Finally, filled it in with the plastic wood and used some furniture clamps just to give it that extra pressure and support as it dried out. Once that dried out, I moved forward with sanding the entire piece with 120 grit sandpaper. Because I'm going to paint the entire desk, all I'm trying to do here is remove that top glossy coat. With the desk prepped, it is time to start painting. Because I'm going to be painting the desk a smoky blue color, I used a water-based primer and added some black paint into it to make it a gray base primer. Once I'm done priming, I lightly sand the desk with a 220 grit sandpaper and clean off any dust residue that's left behind. like to do from time to time is go to Habitat for Humanity and see if there's any discounted paint that could work for future projects. If you aren't familiar with Habitat for Humanity, it is a nonprofit secondhand store that specializes in home improvement. I also like to look in the discounted pile at Home Depot or Lowe's. They call it like the oops paint pile per se. Anyways, it is a great budget friendly way to get paint in large quantities. The only challenge is that you don't get the exact color you might be looking for. So you may have to do what I'm doing here and mix some colors until you get the one that you're actually looking for. That's actually extremely fun for me, so I do not mind that at all. Here, I found a gallon of this smoky navy color for $5 at Habitat, but I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So I mixed some black paint in there and then some more blue until I got the color I was looking for. Now, if you're going to do this, you have to do one of two things. Either A, make sure you have enough paint for your entire project, or B, measure the ratio of colors that you're mixing, just in case you need a little bit more. After the first layer of paint, this is what it looked like. I wasn't actually happy with this because you could really see the primer underneath. It looked like almost this weird blue zebra looking thing. I don't know. It was just not what I wanted. So I ended up adding 2 more layers of paint to the entire thing to get that rich smoky blue color I wanted from the beginning. I made sure to sand in between each layer and clean off any dust residue with a wet rag. After the third layer of paint, the color was finally consistent throughout the entire piece, and I was ready to seal. I used Varathane triple thick polyurethane in a matte finish. Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know that I like to add a little bit of paint into the polyurethane, especially if I'm sealing a dark color like this one. This helps avoid any cloudiness that could potentially happen. I applied 3 layers of polyurethane, lightly sanding with a 400 grit sandpaper in between each layer. While I waited for that to dry, I decided to fix the inside of the drawers. Besides the dust they've accumulated throughout this process, they had some wear and tear that was just bothering me. So I decided to add some wallpaper to them. I made sure to clean them off and get rid of any dust particles they had. Then I needed to determine which way I wanted the wallpaper to be laid out. Even though the width of the wallpaper was long enough to match the drawer, I didn't like the arrows per se facing horizontally. I really like them facing vertically. Next, I measured the drawer and cut the wallpaper to fit these measurements and simply peeled it, stuck it on, and all three drawers had new bottoms. Okay, remember that back leg that was broken? Well, I don't have the skills nor the tools to rebuild this broken leg. Maybe one day I will, but just not today. So I purchased some legs off of Amazon and tested them out to see if they would look good. And they did. So I decided to spray paint them along with the knobs this metallic champagne color. While I waited for that to dry, I cut off the current legs in order to install the new ones. I measured how much I needed to cut off. I added some blue tape as a guide and just used a saw. Guys, I committed such a rookie mistake. So I had tested these legs out on the side where the drawers were located, but I never thought to test them out on the opposite side. And guess what? I had no place to actually install these legs. Ugh. So I tried a different option. I actually tried like 3 to 4 different options, and nothing was working. Really, I was so frustrated. I had to just like step back for a couple days and then regroup. And then finally, I had an aha moment. What if I added an additional ledge to the inside of the desk where I could actually install the original legs I had already spray painted? Now, you may be thinking, what in the world is she doing? You're going to be able to see those screws on the outside of the desk. Well, I actually thought that through. The leg, that little piece that pops up, is actually going to be able to cover this up. Now, with this leg mishap fixed, all that was pending was to reassemble the desk and stage it for final pictures. So here we go, you guys. We started off with this desk that was left on the curb as trash, which was missing a back leg. And after a roller coaster of emotions, we finished with this beautiful smoky blue and gold desk with a little bit of a modern twist. I ended up selling this quickly on Facebook Marketplace, and the new owner was super happy with it. And to be honest, so was I. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions on how I could have fixed this in a different way, please share them with me. I'm always looking for new ways to improve. But for now, I'm going to be looking for a new project to start on and keep moving forward. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my video with your friends and family. I'll see you guys next time here at Angie's Crafts Furniture Renovation. Bye, guys.